Welcome back, everybody, to the Damn Sports Podcast. Hope you guys are ready for a great episode today. This one should be much better than the first. First one, there was a few editing errors. I thought I could do some things, realized I couldn't. But I got it figured out this time. I think I'll be okay. I also got a little bit of a script. Nothing like word for word what to say, but just something to keep me on track. Have some little stats and have little messages to myself. Make sure this sounds much more professional-like. And it sounds a lot better for you guys so you guys can actually enjoy it. I have heard your guys' response to everything. I've had some good ones and I've had some bad ones. I expect that. Especially the bad ones. There was a lot of pauses and a lot of miscues in the last. So, completely understand. I'm hoping really very much to fix that. I think everything will be okay. But for the first topic of today was the Game 7 matchup. Game 6 matchup, between Denver and LA. LA kind of folded, and now there's a Game 7 between them and Denver. The biggest story of that game was definitely Jokic. It was his game. 34 points, 14 rebounds, and 7 assists. Crazy. Denver's second half is really what got them that win. They outscored them in the third quarter, 30-16, and then 34-19 in the fourth. That's a big issue. You can't be up. You can't try to win a game when you're being outscored in two quarters by almost 20 points. It's just not going to happen. Kawhi and Paul George kind of carried the team. The only reason they were kind of in it, Leonard had 25 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals, and a block. Paul George had 33 points, but shot inefficiently, 9 for 21, 6 rebounds, 3 assists. 5 steals is good, though. That's at least if he's not being efficient, he's still going to play the Paul George defense we all know. He had 1 block, too, and a lot of his points come from free throw line with 11. Most of the team was very inefficient, besides Jeff Green and Lou Will. Lou Will was kind of the big spark plug off the bench for them. But besides that, the rest of the team just really didn't show up, especially Landry Shamet, with only scoring 1 point from the free throw line in 20 minutes of play. They need him to step up and be more contributing off that bench. But Denver just ran away with this game. In the second half, Jamal Murray had 21, 5 and 2. Porter shot it efficiently with 13-7. That's the biggest thing coming from that. Like, Denver came out and showed that they have that fight and they're underdogs in this series and they could go all the way. It's a good shot, especially if you can beat the Clippers, a very deep defensive team. If they have that, they have a shot of beating the Lakers, because the Lakers, besides their top 2 with Anthony Davis and LeBron, they don't have much after that. Their bench is mad sus, with Danny Green and KCP not hitting their shots, which is what they very much need. They'll be okay. I think if Denver keeps playing on this role and they can win this Game 7 tomorrow, it's going to be very big for them, and it's going to make for a very interesting finals, with rather, even if the Heat go to the finals or if the Celtics end up going, regardless, it's going to be a different finals if Denver pulls this out. Rather than the go-to Lakers or the go-to Bucks that we saw in the beginning of the year, it's going to be something crazy with either Heat or Boston or Denver. It's just going to be a very nice finals, and it's going to very much be a change of pace from seeing the typical LeBron, Curry, and all of them usually there. Now, getting off the topic of basketball, football is back, baby. Football is finally back. It's the moment I've been waiting for. Thursday Night Football was kind of a wake-up call for the Texans. First game without D-Hop. Didn't do too well, 34-20 Kansas City. Mahomes had 3 touchdowns and 211 yards passed through the air, which is Mahomes' numbers. Watson didn't do bad with 1 touchdown, a pick, 253 yards. Big story, though, is the running backs. David Johnson has something to prove, and he didn't do bad. He didn't do anything outlandishly crazy, but he showed he can show it. He's showing glimpses, and if he can find his way in this offense, he might hopefully get back to that 2013 David Johnson. 77 yards and a touchdown, and his touchdown was old David Johnson. He hit him came out of the backfield, hit a nice jump cut, and he was showing his youth. He was showing us what at first we saw he was going to be a top 10 running back in the league, and then all of a sudden just dropped. Hopefully with this resurgence we're seeing, he can come back. So everybody wants to see. But the bigger story is definitely the rookie at LSU, Clyde Edwards out here. I think is how you pronounce his last name. 138 yards and a touchdown. That kid, the young buck at LSU, just showed it out. Showed that he's real deal. With that, he makes that Kansas City offense that was already dangerous as it is even more when you can just give it to him the ground game and just run it down his throat too. It makes Kansas City, again, a Super Bowl favorite, as they were. It's just something you have to look out for sure. Definitely. Cam, and then another big story is Cam in New England. Cam in New England, everybody was doubting. We're not sure how it's going to work with Belichick being the way he is, and then Cam Newton being an arrogant one for sure. Very arrogant, and Belichick doesn't kind of take the people like that. He's very strict. He's in his own way. You follow him, and he's Belichick. I've won 6 rings. You're doing it the way I do. And so far, from what we've seen, it's worked. I know they only played Miami, but still, it shows the new New England, really. They change their style very much, too. Like, usually you see them nickeling and diming teams down the field. Brady sitting in the pocket, having all the time in the world, just chucking little 5-yard passes and just slowly working their way up the field. But with Cam, they was a lot of the new school offense with a lot of read options with Cam, QB powers. And then off that, you run the play action, throw the deep bombs. It worked, and it's fun. It looks like a very fun team to watch this year. Cam's going to be trying to show that, hey, I'm here. I'm that guy. Cam had 2 rushing touchdowns, 75 yards, which is the New England record for quarterback in a game, but he's compared to Tom Brady. It's not much of running. It's not like he's going to be Lamar Jackson and run for 1,000 yards, you know what I mean? He still had 155 yards through the air, though, so he's showing that it's Cam. He's going to be multidimensional. Who's trying to get back to his Superman days. Everybody knows that. Lamar came out, had another MVP type day. He's going to do him. 3 touchdowns, 275 yards. Lamar is Lamar. He's trying to show that, hey, I didn't make it to the Super Bowl last year, but I'm coming for it. I want it. I'm not just going to take the MVP and just walk. He's going to try to come back and be in the Super Bowl and win a ring for himself. Young buck really trying to show it. Browns still suck. No surprise. With Baker Mayfield still struggling so far. He's just not doing well at all. Wasn't able to find Odell, Jarvis, nothing like that. He blown back. It's going to be a struggle for them. The Browns need... Baker has to step up this year or he might lose his job. It is what it is. He had a good rookie season, but if he has 2 really bad seasons with a lot of picks and not a crazy amount of touchdowns to go with it, still, even if you have 30 and 30 like Jameis Winston, you're still going to get fired. You can't have all those picks and everything that he's having when you have Odell and Jarvis Landry. The Browns definitely need to build an offensive line around him, but still, you can't. There's just no way. With Baker's playing so bad with throwing picks constantly, it's just not going to happen, bro. It won't happen for them. This is the hardest thing to say today, by far. Detroit lost in a heartbreaker when the young buck, DeAndre Swift, didn't catch the ball in the end zone for a touchdown that would have won the game. Even though he didn't drop a single pass in college, not a single one, he drops one the moment he needs to for a game-winning touchdown for the Detroit Lions. Hurts. But on the bright side of that, though, we also barely lost without Kenny Golladay, without Jeff Okudah, our rookie corner out of Ohio State. We just put as our first week of AP in, too. We're trying to work the 3-back set with DeAndre Swift, Adrian Peterson, and Kerryon Johnson. Still a molding phase for that. Stafford didn't have a bad day. That pick at the end didn't help at all. But definitely a heartbreaker on Detroit this week. Very much would have liked if we'd have caught that ball and started the season off 1-0. Get it going. It's tough. Joe Burrow showed some wheels on Sunday, though, with his little Russian touchdown, showing that They still lost. Cincinnati still lost that game, but Joe Burrow is saying, "Hey, I'm going to get my own. I'm going to get this going." They definitely have some promise with AJ Green, Tyler Boyd, and everything like that. Plus, their kicker could have won the game-time field goal missed. So, Cincinnati ain't looking too bad. I'm not saying they're going to make the playoffs or anything like that, but it looks like they're going to be a decent team this year. And if Joe Burrow goes crazy all of a sudden, and does Joe Burrow things like he did in LSU, he rejuvenate AJ Green, keep feeding Tyler Boyd. It could be nice for them. Really could. D-Hop and Kyler Murray did very well together in their first week. For sure. Kyler Murray already had 230 yards to the air, 91 rushing and a touchdown. Like, he's doing Kyler Murray type things, throwing touchdowns and running for touchdowns. That's that baseball speed he has. It's that why he was drafted number one overall. And then they finally paired him with top 3 wide receiver in the league, with D-Hop getting 151 yards in his debut. So it's D-Hop doing D-Hop things, and Kyler Murray proving why he's the number 1 overall pick, making Arizona a scary team, especially because they just beat the Super Bowl contenders Super Bowl runner-ups last year, and San Fran, who have a scary defense, as we all know, with Nick Bosa. But Kyler Murray is a mobile quarterback, so he can get around Nick Bosa. He can move around the pocket and navigate. So that's really what makes it. But that Arizona team is going to be something to look out for this year. It's not going to just be, they got D-Hop, they're going to barely make the playoffs, and that's about it. Nah, they could be something serious with him. Christian Kirk, who's a nice little guy for them. Andy Isabella is a great speedster for them as well. Their defense ain't bad with Chandler Jones. Rookie Isaiah Simmons. Deontay Thompson isn't horrible, but I know he just got hurt this game, so I don't know how real he's going to be. But that team's nice. Team's definitely nice for them. It's going to be interesting season. It's a team to look out for this year, for sure. I think tomorrow is the Game 7 for Denver and the Clippers. If the Clippers keep playing the way they're playing, Denver is going to go out there and surprise people and win the series, regardless. For sure. Because if they have a real shot at it now. And then, like I said earlier, the Lakers, I don't know how well they're going to match up against them depth-wise, because Michael Porter Jr. off the bench is amazing for them. He's a 20-point scorer every night, as long as he plays consistent, doesn't make some rookie mistakes, which he's going to. It's not his fault, but it's playoffs. He's stepping up, and he's doing what he's got to do, so nothing to really be scared of. Heat and Celtics are also tomorrow as well. Heat are going to have to make a staple in this first game. That's going to very much be an indicator of the series. If they can come out here, get a win, and start off this series hot, as they've been for a while. Because Boston just had to fight a hard, grueling Game 7, and that whole series in general. So the Heat have the advantage when it comes to rest and everything like that as well. They're well rested. They can come into this game firing all cylinders and just do their thing. But they have to win. I think for the Heat to have a really good chance in the series, they have to win these first 2 games. If they don't, it kind of puts them in a hole. Even if they split 1-1, it's not going to be bad. But it's definitely going to put them in a hole, because Boston is a very, very, very scary team. Obviously, Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Marcus Smart's he's going insane, really. He's just putting everything he has into these and really trying to get his way into the finals. He's scoring very efficiently, shooting threes, hitting a lot of them, as well as doing Marcus Martinez playing defense, getting rebounds, being a pest too. So Marcus Smart wants it. JT needs to start being more efficient. He has nights where he's doing great, and then he has other nights where he goes for like 3 for 11. They still win, but you need Jason Tatum to be on as well. Jaylen Brown has been consistent, playing defense and getting his buckets. He's doing what he normally does. Kemba is another factor for them that needs to really make sure he's on his game too. It was rough, that Game 6. when he was off. They definitely could have won that series earlier if it wasn't for that. X factor for Miami, though, is definitely going to be Bam. That's the one matchup I think Miami wins, is Daniel Theis versus Bam Adebayo. Bam has to be that guy this series, get every offensive rebound, and force it upon himself to really work Daniel Theis in the post. Don't get me wrong, he's a very good post defender. Daniel Theis isn't nothing to be frowned upon or anything like that. But Bam has the size, he has the athleticism to really get the boards and really get over him and win this series for Miami. If he's playing out of his mind, he's going absolutely crazy. Jimmy Butler will feed off that like he normally does and feed everybody else, and put Tyler Hero, who's been clutch for them very much recently, hitting his shots, performing very well in the playoffs, and giving that what they need off the bench and just doing everything they need from him. Jimmy Butler is a great defender. He can guard 1 through 3, even 4, depending on the player. He could definitely guard 1 through 4 very well and really put in his own on offense as well. He's their guy for that team. They need him to be on JT and really stop him and slow him down, because that's going to be the deciding factor in the series. If they can slow Jason Tatum, see if they can slow Jaylen Brown down as well. Dragic's going to be nice for them too. It's going to be hard because you're going to have to put Jimmy on JT and then Actually, I think what you do is you put Bam on JT and then you put Jimmy Butler and Jaylen Brown, because then you have that defense you need for those positions. Because Bam can guard the 4. He's very athletic. He can stay with them. We've seen that he can stay with Giannis and other players like that. I know it's a bit different because Jason Tatum was very much a perimeter player. He's not going to go out and try to just go dunk on you, but because JT can definitely step back, take threes, and do all that kind of stuff. But I think you guys have to guard them. That's going to be the biggest thing. You need to stop Jaylen Brown and slow JT down and force the other guy to step up. If Marcus Smart is doing good for what he's doing, don't get me wrong, but you kind of have to take that from Marcus Smart. You're not going to see that on a night-in, night-out basis. I mean, recently we've seen it, but typically you won't see that often. Most of the time, Marcus Smart's going to get 2 or 3 threes in the game, play great defense, and do what he got to do. But you don't expect him to hit 5 threes in a game like he has been recently, getting 22 points and such. So it's just something that it's something that you kind of have to live with. But yeah, that's really all it is. I think that concludes the episode for today. I've gotten through all the big things I want to talk about. Oh, actually, forgot one thing. The matchup tonight on Monday Night Football. I am just completely sorry about that. We have the Steelers and the Giants playing, as well as the Titans playing as well. I think the Steelers-Giants matchup is going to be It's gonna be nice. We're gonna see how Big Ben comes and returns after his injury. He had an interesting word though, saying that he felt shaky and was very he was actually kind of scared going into his first game after his elbow injury. He wasn't sure how well he was gonna do, and he was worried about if he was gonna be okay, if he was gonna end up hurting himself again and possibly ending his career, which no one wants. Obviously, it's Big Ben. Everybody loved Big Ben, besides the one thing he did with the little girl, but we're just not going to talk about that, I guess. But yeah, no, that's going to be interesting for the Steelers to see how well they can do now that Big Ben's back and hopefully healthy. It really gives them the offense to that team that they really need. Start feeding Juju Smith-Schuster, as well as give it back to James Conner. Let the offense start working again. Steelers have always had a great O-line, so you never really have to worry about that from them. They have a rookie wide receiver, Deontay Johnson, who looks like he has some upside to him, and we'll see how he does tonight. And we all know the Steelers' defense is nothing to be messed with T.J. Watt, Cameron Hayward, and that front five is just nasty. You have to worry about their secondary isn't anything to mess with, obviously. Joe Hayden isn't a bad corner. He's really fast, and he can kind of stay with those guys. He has some days where he doesn't look too hot, but Joe Hayden has shown that he can be that guy, as well as probably one of the best safeties in the league, Micah Fitzpatrick. being out there as well, just being able to just get out there, get picks, and just do what he does, finding that he can play safety again rather than being stuck at corner like he was in Miami due to injury and just being the better player there compared to his peers. When you have Ronald Jones, you really don't want to use Mika at the other safety because then you put your corners down in a very significant spot, so you kind of have to put him there and hopefully build up the team. The other game is Titans-Broncos, which is going to be kind of nice to watch. We're going to see how well Drew Lock can do in his second year in the league, as well as see if Tannehill can live up to his new contract rather than just handing off the ball to Derrick Henry and just having him work the game the whole time. See if Tannehill can really show his own and see it and show how much he's gotten better, see how far he can throw the deep ball, stuff like that. It's going to be a big thing for them, seeing if Tannehill can reach another level for them. Tannehill is nice for what he did, obviously, for right now, but you always want him to get better and be that better player. You never want guys to stay stagnant, really. Derrick Henry's going to be Derrick Henry. He's going to run people over. He's going to be that big guy that's going to be super hard to tackle. He's going to be Derrick Henry. It's about much you can say for that one. Definitely think that's it, though. It was a good talk today. Hopefully, guys, I'm really hoping you guys really, really like it and give me some more feedback on it and tell me what you guys think. I want to know how I can improve it in any way. If you guys want me to start trying to find people I know to start talking to more with this besides just talking to myself, I'm trying to. That's definitely the plan. I just want to see how well I can do with little old me and see if I can get better at it and get this better for you guys. I want you guys to enjoy this. I don't want you guys to just listen to it because, oh, you know me, I'm going to be nice. No, I want you guys to actually enjoy this and be along for the ride, and hopefully we can grow and it can really help me later on. I appreciate all of you listening and taking time out of your day to just sit and listen to this for me. I appreciate that. And I hope you guys stick around. See you later. Have a great day.